If your cat scratches nonstop, bites itself in desperation, and is pulling out clumps of hair, and you would swear that you haven't seen a single flea, stop. This is not a simple parasite problem. You could be witnessing a brutal allergic reaction, a condition called flea allergy dermatitis, which is making him feel downright terrible and needs your help immediately. In the next few minutes, I am going to teach you to recognize the key signal that most owners ignore, and more importantly, the exact action plan to nip the problem in the bud. For you to understand the urgency and the correct strategy, let's start with the example of Milo, a cat that came to my clinic almost in crisis and whose owner, with the best of intentions, was making the most common and dangerous mistake of all. Stay, because understanding his story is the first step to restore peace and health to your cat. In this case, and for confidentiality reasons, this case will be represented by Milo, who arrived at the clinic a nervous wreck, scratching uncontrollably inside his carrier. His owner, very worried, told me she didn't know what else to do. He was scratching frantically. His entire back was covered in scabs, and he was going bald at the back. No fleas had been seen on him, and it had never happened before. Milo is 2 years old. His frustration was palpable, and it's one I hear constantly. Examining Milo, the first thing I did was gently pass my hand over his back. The feeling is unmistakable, a rough texture, almost as if I were touching sandpaper or fine grit under the hair. That, right there, is the first big sign that many overlook. Miliary dermatitis. It's not dandruff, it's a rash of hundreds of small crusted pimples, a classic inflammatory reaction of this allergy. The bald spots that worry his owner so much, concentrated on the lower back and at the base of the tail, are not due to the hair falling out on its own. They are the direct result of self-trauma. Milo, in a desperate attempt to calm an unbearable itch, licks, bites, and pulls out his own hair. How can it be an allergy to fleas if there are no fleas? And this is where the key is that changes everything. The concept we must understand to solve the problem. Your cat is not being bitten by fleas, plural. Your cat has a severe allergy, almost like a peanut allergy in humans, to the proteins contained in the flea's saliva. This means you don't need an infestation to trigger a crisis. A single flea that jumps on your cat, stings only once to feed and then leaves, can inject enough saliva to unleash a hellish itch and an allergic reaction that can last weeks. The cat will continue scratching frantically long after the guilty flea has disappeared. The enemy is invisible, but the reaction is devastating. However, this is not the most surprising thing about Milo's case. Our number one priority is to give Milo immediate relief. He is suffering, and every minute of itching worsens the damage to his skin. To nip that uncontrolled allergic reaction in the bud, Milo needs powerful anti-inflammatory medications prescribed by a veterinarian that are capable of soothing the itching in a matter of hours. This is crucial to breaking the hellish cycle of itching, scratching, and inflammation. Furthermore, his skin is already very damaged and even infected in some areas due to the wounds he inflicted by biting himself. Therefore, in this particular case, he will also need a course of antibiotics to treat that secondary infection. Without this, the inflammation would never resolve completely. And here's the mistake almost everyone makes, thinking that this is enough. Calming the symptoms is just putting out the fire, but make sure you don't leave embers. The immediate next step is to eliminate any flea that may still be on him, even if we don't see it. We administer a super fast-acting tablet that starts killing adult fleas in just 30 minutes. And here I gave his owner a vital warning, a golden rule. Never, under any circumstances, use a flea product for dogs on a cat. Some of its components, such as permethrin, are pure poison for felines and can cause seizures, neurological damage, and even death. Milo was starting to feel better, but the real battle, it was just beginning. The most important part of the plan, the strategy that would guarantee that Milo would not go through this hell again. I explained to her owner that the adult flea we see on the cat is only 5% of the problem. The other 95% is an invisible army of eggs and larvae hidden throughout the house, on the carpets, between the sofa cushions, in the cat's bed, in the cracks of the wooden floor, and in any truly dark corner. True victory is only achieved with 360-degree control. First, treat Milo relentlessly and preventatively. An allergic cat like him needs his high-quality flea treatment. Note this: always prescribed by a veterinarian throughout the year, without excuses and without interruptions. Applying it only in summer or when you already see the problem means you are systematically too late. Prevention is the only real cure. Second, treat the environment. This is non-negotiable and an area where many of us fail. It involves constant vacuuming. Wash the entire house thoroughly, paying special attention to the areas where Milo rests. Wash all his bedding and the family's bedding as well, with very hot water. In severe cases, it may be necessary to use an environmental spray containing an insect growth regulator. This prevents the eggs and larvae from becoming adults. And third, the often forgotten step, and causes all previous efforts to fail miserably. Treat all the animals in the house. If you have another cat or a dog, and you only treat the allergic cat, your other pets, even if they don't scratch, act like a walking flea hotel. They keep the flea active in the home, ensuring that sooner or later a flea bites Milo again, and a new crisis is unleashed. This 360-degree plan is what finally restored peace to Milo and peace of mind to her owner. Flea bite allergy is not a problem of lack of cleanliness. It is a medical condition that requires a strategy. It is a relentless strategy. Furthermore, not all treatments are suitable for every case. Pipette, pill. It is important to consult with your veterinarian in your particular case to find the best solution for you. If you found this video useful, give it a like and tell me in the comments. Have you ever dealt with this problem? Your experience can be very helpful to someone else who is going through the same thing right now.